I think 2011 will hold many challenges, many opportunities. I think we're going to go for ideas that transform businesses through multiple channels, and we have massive opportunity to change the way we communicate.
2011, I hope, will be a year of growth again. I hope that we'll get back to lots more pitches and lots more new things happening and just all-round growth.
My prediction for 2011, even more focus on ROI. I think it's about really justifying campaignability of ideas and making sure that we bring value to clients' business.
I think 2011 is going to be a really interesting time for the industry, and I think there'll be times where people will find it a difficult year, but I also think it'll time for a year that will have actually a lot of excitement as well. I think 2011 will see the first time that we're actually in what I think is now could be termed a post-digital age. We won't see so much of a distinction between in the past where were things the old or the new media. I think we're in an age now where things just are. I think we will find new things coming out, and I think this year particularly mobile will really at last come to forefront. But on the whole, what I want to see and what I hope that we'll get to see is that agencies continuing to be confident, agencies continuing to be brave, and really getting out there and making the work that makes us all proud to be in the jobs that we do.
I think we'll start to see more money being spent again, at least in the private sector. And I think we're going to see a lot more need for integration. I think we're going to see a lot more need for invention in the way that we use digital, particularly social media, to influence audiences. And I think we're going to see behaviour change remain important on brand advertiser and public sector advertisers' minds, and the need to really integrate it into the way we think.
2011, I see really kind of continuing how it started. Obviously, the government review into the whole approach to government communications is going to be very much focused on accountability, and I think that's going to work all the way through in terms of how agencies and brands and everyone works in terms of their communication practice. How do we get more for less? And therefore, the big society is going to be a recurring theme from the way in which we've worked hitherto.
I think 2011 is going to be a very different year. And I think that that's not bad, it's not good. It's just going to be very, very different. I think the pace of change that we've got is exciting, it's scary, that people will cope with it. I'm personally, along with the President, massively enthusiastic about the effect that behavioural economics is going to have on everything. And I think it's going to affect every single aspect of what we do. And I think we're going to be not satisfied with what people think. We're now going to be totally focused on what people do.
I think 2011 is going to be quite a challenging year, but hopefully we'll see some return to investment. Given the recovery across the UK, hopefully we'll be able to see that reflected in the advertising industry, and we'll see some growth back into all of our brands, and we'll see that giving us a flourishing advertising business.
My predictions for this year is it's going to be a huge year for the broader creative industries and advertising within that. A particular element is going to be the growth review, which is currently underway between Biz and the Treasury. That's going to be announced in the budget in March, and hopefully that will see for the first time creative industries at the centre of industrial policy and strategy for the coalition government. And from there we should be able to build on advertising at the core of the broader creative industries, seeing it as a real growth and strength of the UK economy over the next years as we recover from the recession.
Well, firstly, I think it's a really exciting time. It's a buyer's market. I think nowhere has it been better in terms of choice. I think clients can, if they do a bit of homework, can find incredible agencies. We're noticing more and more smaller brands looking for more services, not just in London, but throughout the United Kingdom. A lot of our clients are marketing procurement and they're looking for value. So I think there are more and more regional reviews happening, more and more international reviews. In fact, we've already started working with clients that are using us to source services in the UK, and these are international clients based in markets like South Africa and Moscow. So we're pretty optimistic.
I'm looking forward to another very exciting year for TV. I think it's incredibly exciting time, got new platforms, new devices, all sorts of new technologies, and I'm looking forward to the increasingly positive relationship between television and the internet, and seeing how advertisers really get to grips with the possibilities for television and social media in particular.
I think it's a great opportunity for the industry to show the real value of creativity to its clients and to the rest of the world, especially from the UK. It's such a fantastic industry. But I think make a real effort, concerted effort, to show the real commercial value of our creative work. So there's no doubt in the minds of the world how great the UK is and what it does.
I'm very much looking forward to 2011. If there's one thing for sure, whatever happens, actually it's not what we expect, because I don't think anybody really knows. But in terms of the industry, never has the creativity and imagination that we need from our advertising partners been more important. I think we're going to have to be very quick in our thinking, very innovative, and prepared to try new things as usual. And so I'm looking forward to it, because I think there's a lot of energy in the business, which is great. I think everybody's feeling more confident that we're through the worst, as it were. So I think everybody should be feeling positive.
Hopefully 2011 will continue the recovery we saw in 2010. Things couldn't get any much worse than they were in 2009, so let's hope things continue to improve.
I think there's lots of reasons to be positive this year, and I think that's backed up by facts. Firstly, recruitment in the industry. I'm part of a company that does media recruitment, and we've seen an awful lot more jobs flowing through. If you go back 2 years, really no one was hiring anybody at all. I think that's a good sign. Secondly, I think the companies, particularly the customers of the advertising industry, are sitting on a lot more cash than they were. They've slimmed down. The markets are competitive, so they're ready to go. So I think that's good. I think the change of government hopefully will result in a different attitude towards the advertising industry, and will free up some of the rules and regulations, I think, which have been hampering us back. So, it's going to be a tricky time, but I feel a lot better about it than I did 2 years ago, and I hope other people do too.